let's just say that the edge has landed at MakerFaire Africa. Sci-Bono Discovery Center is where all the action happens today. Pretty fitting as we spend the day discovering Africa's sexiest ideas and innovation all wrapped up into one. Do join me. MakerFaire Africa is a celebration of African ingenuity, innovation and creation. It's a festival of local inventors and inventions, all focused on creating real solutions for some of Africa's most pressing challenges. Since 2009, MakerFaire Africa has been held in cities across Africa. This year, innovators flocked to the Sci-Bono Discovery Center in Johannesburg to display their current Maker projects. Well, I've stolen a moment from the madness with organizer of MakerFaire Africa, Ameka. Thank you so much for having us. I've just walked in and already I can sense the innovation in the air. So sum up today's festivities for me.
Well, MakerFaire Africa is essentially an assembly of people who do things. It's about people who make, people who are ingenious, who create, and don't put themselves in silos. It's not something that talks about, well, I'm from this field or that field. It's really about cross-pollination. It's about celebrating the idea and thinking around creativity and why all of us have it within us.
What is the significance of this very event throughout Africa?
Well, for us, when we founded MakerFaire Africa 5 years ago, I'm one of the co-founders. One of the thoughts we had in mind was there was ingenuity spread broadly across the continent, but it wasn't being talked about. It existed, but more or less in isolated pockets. So we thought that it was important, firstly, to show that these people existed, two, to sort of find a way to nurture and sort of bring these communities together. And we don't define innovation narrowly. As you can see, we have artists working with electromechanical things. We have a mechanical sort of 3D printers sitting right next to people who are working in fashion. And people generally don't see innovation in that way, particularly in Africa. We always see them in silos. So the thing is, we don't really see the end result as having to be as specific as it might be if you went to a trade show or a science fair or anything in between. But it's more about how do you, in this very organic fashion, sort of move the boundaries into places that we don't expect.
Ameka, thank you so much for allowing us to steal you away from all the festivities today. I say, why waste a moment longer? Let's go check it out. Maker Boy at MakerFaire. Can I interrupt you there for just 1 second? This all looks very, very technical. I want to know where to start. So what is it that you're doing?
My name is Cable Nathan Mirage.
Whoa. He just said his name is Cable, as in like C-A-B-L-E, like a cable?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, like on your birth certificate it says cable.
Yeah.
And you're in electronics.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it's not really electronics, it's more microelectronics. And basically all of these small robots add up to the evolution of my robot Maslow.
Maslow?
Yes. Maslow has an ultrasonic sensor and a color sensor with brackets that have been 3D printed from a place called Hasverhack in Littleton.
So you said it's got a color sensor?
Yes.
What is the purpose of something like a color sensor?
For instance, it could be used in certain places, and the color sensor could be a guide path in order for it to go places so that it knows where to go.
Very, very cool. Love your work. You're near a door and you're looking awfully suspicious. Do you care to explain yourself?
Okay, so I'm gonna show you one of my little projects that the first project I started off with my RFID implants. So at our office at work we had a problem. Engineers, a lot of caffeine. We tend to lose a lot of things. So I decided my first sort of implant was going to be used for access control. So I have a chip in my hand, and this guy I can actually open doors with. So
what else can you open? Like bank safes and things?
That's top secret. Otherwise, I'd have to kill you.
Well, I literally feel like I've slipped into the rabbit hole, and this is the edge of Lego, let's just put it that way. As a lady edge, I always get very excited when I see girls ruling the tech world too. So, ladies, do you want to tell me, I saw you just celebrated hectically. You've had a victory of sorts, haven't you?
Yes.
How does your robot actually work?
You program it on the computer, and then you download it on the road.
All the missions.
Okay, so you just mentioned it's supposed to do all the missions. How many robots just competed for you guys in your team?
2.
2, okay. Did you guys ever imagine when you started playing with Lego that you'd be able to do the things that you're doing with it right now?
No, not really. It's really fascinating.
That is incredible. You guys rock, man. Well done. Whoa. Michael, it is insane inside there. How do you cope in this Lego madness?
It is an amazing tournament. The kids just have such energy in this tournament. It's a wonderful thing to be involved in for us.
No doubt. So let's take it back to the drawing board. Okay, you are the Science Center Manager here at Sci-Bono, and you're managing the first Lego League. Now, first also stands for something.
It does. It stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology.
Such a smarty pants.
Hey, there we go.
Love your work. Well, okay, so Lego is obviously being revolutionized in that room, and there's serious competition going on. Tell me a little bit about the logistics of how today actually worked.
Okay, superb. So this is the national tournament. There's been a whole lot of regional tournaments around South Africa, and this is really the final for this year's first Lego League season. So a whole bunch of the best teams from around the country have competed in these regional tournaments and are now have robots that are really high quality and are able to, in essence, perform a whole lot of very complex tasks, which then score them points and hopefully win the tournament.
What makes Lego such an incredible form for these kids to actually work with?
Okay, it's very adaptable. So really, their imagination is the limit. So they've got a very intense programming brick that we call it. So it's an EV3 brick, which is a very, in essence, like a mini computer, which they're able to program using some software, and then obviously all the other Lego components, the wheels and various different motors and infrared sensors and a whole lot of other gadgets that they attach to that. And it's very adaptable, and they therefore can really just, as I say, the world is their oyster. They design the robot themselves and they put it together themselves, and you'll see that no one robot looks exactly the same as another because it's really their imagination that makes it happen.
Now, from a regional and now national perspective, what's some of the highlights that have actually come out of it?
I think just the developmental teams that we've had involved. There's been some teams here that don't even have one computer at school, and here they are programming a Lego robot. They're in the finals, and it's just amazing to watch that progression from a kid that knows nothing about a computer to someone that's able to program a Lego robot and compete at a national level.
Well, I must say, I like the fact that this seems like healthy competition. It is really just all about healthy competition because, like you say, at the end of the day, it's not about winners, it's not about taking a prize home. It really is about highlighting, the use of Lego and making it something that's active.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Hi there. How can I help you?
I clearly seem a little lost, but this is very intriguing. Content bar, do you want to tell me more?
Sure. I am Chandra from the Concept Bar. I'm here as a representative for our product for today. And we are going to take your photo. It's going to come through to our software.
Ah, there I am.
So as you can see, your photo is right here ready and waiting. Just wirelessly sent through to our tablets. So here is where the fun comes in. You can choose different backgrounds. So here we have our office space with our Instagram wall in the background. And then we have another image on top of the Carlton Tower. You can see the Johannesburg in the background there. Johannesburg.
That one's a keeper.
We'll choose that one for you right ahead. And then over here is where we take down people's details. And this just says that your photo is going to be uploaded onto our company's Facebook page, and then you receive an SMS link a bit later today, linking you directly to that photo.
Well, I love this. I mean, this is definitely taking green screen away from how we know it. We're weird, wonderful, sexy, and innovative all come to mind when I think about my experience right here at MakerFaire Africa 2014. Well, you know we love our geeks on the show, so we will be checking in with the guys at Geek Culture. But before we do check in with our geeks, it's game time, and this time we're reviewing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.